first topic for us today would be pet peeves. I don't have any pet peeves for you. I'll give you mine.
Okay.
And we'll just knock out one and be done with it. Mine is from retail once again. Several, I don't know, probably a month ago on a Saturday, we had a event where we had Shopkins. If you don't know what Shopkins are, they're little tiny figures, I suppose, that
rock.
that come in a pack of 12, I think, for like $10. And you can buy 5 packs for like $5. You can buy a 2-pack. They're not very expensive. There is an abundance of them everywhere.
And they're stupid.
And they are sought after from children. So we have this event where we give out free trading cards for Shopkins, and we have a little gathering, give out the cards, the kids can collect them, and we have a little Apple Shopkins that is for us to display and have it as an example of what they are, in case the people coming to get the stuff didn't know, which I'm sure they did. Anyway, great. So the company sent us the little sample so that we have something to show as an example. After the event's over, probably an hour, hour and a half after, a lady calls our store asking why we didn't raffle off these Shopkins that we had. Well, I wasn't even there for the event. I came in to close that day, so I didn't know if we raffled it off or not. So I had to go and do some research and find out what was going on, find out if we even had it. And we were not instructed to raffle off the little token. It's just something for, like I said, for an example. If we had future events, then it would be something that we could have on hand to display. And like I said, there's only one of them. I looked, it wasn't exclusive. There was many of them in the packages. No reason why we would have raffled it off or gave it away. Now granted, it was very inexpensive. We could have gave it away, but the lady wanted us to give it to her. She's like, some of the other stores raffled it off. I was one of the only people there. You should just give it to me. Now, I didn't see the point in doing that. I didn't think that it was fair to the other people that was there. I felt if she actually wanted us to raffle it off, if she'd brought it up at that point, that was a reasonable request. Right. We could have raffled it off and gave it away, even though we weren't instructed to do that.
Right. Added to the fun and festivities.
But, the lady got irate that I wouldn't give her the little Shopkins. And, like I said, from a customer service standpoint, I can see how that's not very much. I just didn't think that it was fair to the other people that was there, and I thought that it was a random thing to be calling about.
What other stores or wherever had Shopkin events that there was all these raffles that she wasn't part of?
Other of our stores.
Did she travel to them?
She probably called all of her friends, because she's probably one of those psychotic collectors who's got eyes in every different state looking for certain ones so that their little princess can have the greatest day ever.
So you should have told that old bat. She's lucky we even had an event. If we don't get communications that we have to, we don't.
I thought it was...
And it sits in the back till we throw it away.
I thought it was very sad that rather than spend the $2 or $5 at the most to obtain the little Apple Shopkins, that you would call a store and be so irate and rude about that.
I love that she would spend the gas money to come back to pick up that and go back home.
if my little Tammy Lynn don't get that, you're just gonna ruin her Christmas.
Well, and the thing is, I mean, you know how I feel as far as trying to take care of it. Had she been there, I would have just been like,
Here.
it's $2. Who cares? Like, no big deal. But the fact that she's calling back and trying to get something, like, feels entitled to it. It wasn't that she was asking for it. It was like, I was there, you should give that to me. It's like, okay, I don't think I'm going to do that. Like, if you had you been here and you brought it up and you replied about it, I would have been like, no problem, whatever. Like, I would have opened a package and gave her one. But just the way that it went down, I was just like, man, there's, like, this lady has some problems.
Everything in me wants to hang up on you, let alone give you a shotgun. That's awesome.
I assume that call ended in the normal way of, well, I'm going to call corporate on you.
Yeah, it did. And of course, I was like, well, I'm sorry, but we were not instructed to do that. We might need it in the future. I mean,
right.
Which is still, like I said, that's a horrible way to handle it as a manager. And that's what I'm saying, though. Had she been there, I would have tried to make her happy. But just calling, and that's like me calling a random store and being like, can you give me something? Like, can you give me something for free? And
you know how much stuff I buy there?
Anyway.
I spend thousands of dollars in your store.
So
I think you deserve to give me a bottle. You can give me that display.
Yeah, I don't like the whole customer is always right mentality. Like, I know that's kind of a dying thing, but where stores don't view it as much now as they used to, which is good. But people nowadays view it more than it should be.
It's awesome.
Do you visit this site?
Not for that subreddit, yeah, but
my wife.
I'm on Reddit all the time. That's awesome. I'm gonna give her a high five on the way out. You're awesome. Time to get off the internet.
Next.
Coolest thing about your home. What is the coolest thing about your home?
All my shit's there.
The air conditioner. No. There's nothing cool about my house. It's 1 billion years old. It's one floor. It's tiny.
How about this? What's the coolest thing you own? Awesome.
I don't know. Any of the Legacy Power Ranger stuff I think is kind of neat. As far as just...
Well, I mean, if you could only have one.
If I could save one thing.
One thing of your massive nerd collection.
What about you? What's the coolest thing you own?
I have a bunch of figures and stuff I like, but I also like the fact that I have a piece of copper light sitting on my bookcase. Dinosaur shit.
Yeah, I know.
I was giving it a long
That's
time
the state
ago.
of Jay's life. When Dino Dookie is
It'd be
the
like
greatest thing in his life.
It'd be like if on the wall you had a big buck mount or something, and you were proud of that because that's the best hunt you ever went on.
Scared that dinosaur to where it pooped.
No, the grandma on my dad's side, one of her husbands did something out west, and it was lasered off in the middle for testing, and he gave me the other half. I have for a long time. It's not really something everybody has.
That's true.
I know it's not the rarest thing on Earth, but it's still like you can look at it real close. You can see like little pieces of petrified whatnot, leaves and stuff.
I don't know that there's anything I have that I would try to save in a house fire.
That's great. That might be the best comment of the day.
Your cat.
Yeah, the coolest thing I own is my cat.
Yourself.
I mean,
burn. I mean, I like my Year of the Horse Optimus Prime I bought. My Metroplex is awesome. I have a bunch of old shark teeth.
I have an import Dragon Ball Z figure that I bought out of Toys R Us in Parkersburg. I like
Figure
it.
wise, mine would be the Deadpool marble, but
I have a lot of Godzilla stuff I try to get out.
And then my license plate that I got autographed. I'd probably try to save it.
that would be the coolest thing I own, I suppose. The coolest thing about my house though would be like my weight. I have a weight room. I have a
about my
weight
house
room.
is my basement's unfinished, and you can see the dirt goes up into my. And you can see on top of the brick as foundation they put wood.
Let's just move along to the actual topic, so we'll get away from this.
You say things that make me sad.
All right, so we got 5 favorite cartoons growing up.
It's hard.
There's a lot of them, and these are by no means in any order, and they are kind of just a snapshot. There's lots of them. Batman the Animated Series, number 1, first and forever. Just still holds up to this day. It's awesome. It's wonderful. There's nothing to dislike about it. It is what Batman should look like, sound like, and it's the first appearance of Harley Quinn.
Jay?
Made her a thing.
Old Looney Tunes cartoons. I watched those forever growing up. Especially when I was, I don't remember the exact year it came around, but I was teenager-ish when Cartoon Network came into being, and they would have, of course at that point there still wasn't a ton of cartoons, so they'd have Looney Tunes on all the time, and
Pikeville Cat joined.
especially like 3 o'clock would roll around, and that's what they'd play from like 3 to 6 when other channels would have nothing, because I still remember when they did that kind of shit.
I like Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes is on mine too. Also like Tom and Jerry a whole lot, but
No, all those
yeah,
old ones I
have
enjoyed.
favorite Looney Tunes characters. Like I always like the Roadrunner and the Coyote.
I like some of the shenanigans that Yosemite Sam got into, but his voice annoyed me more than.
I enjoyed some of the
So it's like, fine line.
Sylvester and Tweety because they were different. They didn't follow the normal stuff. They were always kind of out there, like when the Dr. Jekyll one, like theirs was like a set aside of like oddness at times. But I mean, old Bugs Bunny, Daffy Ducks, all those.
What you got next?
Turtles, Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Grew up watching it.
The original, the goofy one, with like the meatballs that were aliens.
Who's your favorite turtle?
It shouldn't be a think
Probably.
about. It should be a that.
Like, well, forever it was Donatello. I'd probably still say Donatello. Just because I hated Michelangelo.
You? You watched
And then the movies made me hate Raphael. So,
I was a Donnie fan. Plus the color purple. I always liked it, so that made him more.
I like Leo.
I liked Raph too. Like his brutish nature.
Of the weapons, though, I would like to use a staff.
I mean, for me, it's a toss up between the staff and the swords.
You don't care about the weaponry?
The swords would be cool. I guess if you knew how to use size properly, that would be cool.
I thought the size were always a dumb weapon, and nunchucks. It was like, who cares?
I don't know if I go with katana, maybe a short sword would be better.
Dual katanas would be pretty cool.
Say dual katanas if they were laser sharpened or something, and just can cut through anything. Closest thing to a lightsaber without lasers.
Who you got for second?
I'm gonna say Simpsons. It's been on forever, so I mean I've watched it for a long time. I enjoyed it a lot more when I was younger. When it was you'd come home from school. Uh, on Fox, you'd have like Spider-Man. I think the Batman was on there. Maybe X-Men, but that may have been early morning. Then like 5 and 5:30 was Simpsons right before the news. They had that for years, and when they stopped doing that, I was pissed.
I like The Simpsons, but I didn't watch it when I was little because it didn't exist.
I didn't watch it as a kid. Partly when I was real young, I wasn't allowed to watch it. But so I never got into it. There's a couple shows like that that are just like, eh. Had I been able to watch it, I'm sure I probably would have enjoyed it more.
The early on's kind of, I think, it's a little dull because later on, where they started incorporating what other cartoons did, was better. Especially the more modern, where it's like, well, we can be kind of vulgar and whatnot because that's what Family Guy is, and everybody likes it. So especially the more recent stuff, I enjoy a lot more.
Next, Scooby-Doo. It was pretty big when I was little.
I had phases of Scooby-Doo. I liked it a lot, and then I was like, I hate this show, and I liked it a lot, and I don't know.
There's a bunch of different, a bunch of different versions of it. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Is probably the one. The movies are pretty good too.
Yeah, I actually like the movies.
I always enjoyed watching. Well, that's the same thing on Cartoon Network. I always enjoyed watching that. It was on that, Johnny Quest, all those dumb old ones, the Herculoids.
I didn't like Hercules. That was dumb. I guess my next one is Biker Mice from Mars.
I've never seen it.
They're Mad Max version of mice.
I don't think I ever watched it.
It wasn't by any means a good show. I mean, thinking back about it, and I've looked up clips and stuff, and it's just as hokey as like Turtles is. Captain Planet. It's not as preachy as Captain Planet.
Don't you talk bad about Captain Planet. He's our hero.
But it was entertaining at the time. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. They're like mice with metal patches and like eye patches, and they ride Harleys and spikes and stuff. Like,
Obviously, you've never seen Brave Star.
I think I've seen pictures of it.
yeah, probably.
I've never seen it.
I had all them toys. Just like, this is cool. Wow.
Muppet Babies.
It's on my list.
Watched it forever.
I wish they'd come out with it on DVD. It would make me very happy. Or, digital, whatever.
Is it not at all?
No. Apparently, they use a bunch of clips that's really hard to get clearance for in order to mass market it.
Way to go, Jim Henson. Or you did now.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. Love Muppet Babies. What you got?
My next one was Fraggle Rock. I guess that's when the whole Jim Henson.
Yeah, Fraggle Rock was good too. I just didn't watch it as much as...
I like Fraggle Rock more than I liked the Muppets and stuff.
We'll add one to your list real quick.
What else do you got?
School Bus. Who, me or him?
It's tough thinking of things.
Then use that one.
I watched it, just not that much. I wouldn't call it a favorite. Because we used to watch Magic School Bus in school.
I don't know how you managed to get 4 and I've only got 3.
Because you skipped you when you told me to go back to me for.
Well, but I said Muppet Babies was one of mine, so I don't know. I'll give you another one though, DuckTales.
I was close to making my list.
Ooh, Chip and Dale.
You like Chip and Dale?
Love Chip and Dale. I watched DuckTales too, Tailspin.
I think out of all those, DuckTales was my favorite. I liked it better than Tailspin, Chip and Dale.
I like Tailspin a lot. I've probably had this conversation with you guys before. If you notice that Chippendale is exact, its wings, like
Yeah.
I
you
never
mentioned
watched
that before.
Wings, so I wouldn't. I know you talked
That
about
was a
this,
good
but
show.
I never watched Wings, so I don't know.
and my last one is Droopy. I just find him very amusing.
I can see that.
I don't know, like, I don't even know who makes it. It's not Hanna-Barbera. It's not Warner Brothers.
Is it not Hannah? I thought it was
I thought it
Hanna-Barbera.
was
Maybe it is
Hanna-Barbera.
Hanna-Barbera. Why is there never any figures?
I have no
Droopy
idea.
Dog's not popular.
I was gonna say it's probably some stupid stereotype that perpetuates something that someone doesn't.
But I mean,
like.
they come out with those Hanna-Barbera figures that had the Hong Kong Phooey and the Flintstones. Like,
right?
Did it have a quick draw on there?
No, don't think so.
no, I don't think so. Or Captain Caveman, like.
Yeah.
Like, where are these characters? Underdog is really hard to find. But
Secret Squirrel.
I did like Secret Squirrel.
what's your last one?
Rocco's Modern Life.
I like Rocco.
Rocco's Modern Life is probably my favorite Nickelodeon TV show. Consistently. I thought it was funny.
It is. It's very funny. It's odd.
It is very strange. Yeah,
It takes being an adult going back and being like, wow, that
Huh.
show's awful.
Same with like Looney Tunes and stuff. You go back and there's things that they've thrown in. You're just like, didn't catch that.
Yeah, well,
Ren
the
and
other day
Stimpy.
we were watching,
Yeah, but Ren and Stimpy's just crude.
it was Tom and Jerry, I think, but it had the ugly duckling who kept trying to kill itself.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm surprised they got away with stuff like that.
Oh, why?
Try to like cut its head off with a
Yeah.
cleaver.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know.
I mean, Tom and Jerry, where else can you see a cat roll up a mouse and smoke it?
That's, I don't know.
Come on.
Oh,
Use a branding iron on each other.
Yeah.
Like, it's awesome. I mean, multiple times they use cleavers and things like that, and you'll see them like shave. They get so close they like shave the other animal. It's like that's why any of the collector's editions you buy and stuff they say for adult collectors only, not suitable for kids nowadays. If you go buy the collections of Looney Tunes and stuff, they all say that, and it's like, no, we weren't dumb. We didn't try to kill our friends with anvils. It's a TV show.
Do you think maybe seeing violence makes it to where you understand violence?
yeah, but understanding and doing it are different.
I mean, I don't know. It's like, well, let's show everyone from everything, and then
And then everyone's offended by everything.
I don't think
And everyone's
that
a
works.
sissy. Like,
You just offended the hell out of me.
okay, good. And just like, let's take the labels off everything and let everything sort itself. I don't even remember who said that. But it's like, just take the labels off, and in 5 years we have.
Was it a Louis C.K. that talked about kids allergic to peanuts? Like, maybe that's nature's way of weeding out the weak.
Yeah. It's like you can send your kid today. You can send your kid to school with lice. But you can't send them to school with food product that has peanuts in it. Because you'll make someone else sick. That's where we are. That's what we have done as a society, and that's what we deem
Makes sense.
better than previous statutes. That's
You're getting preachy now.
where's my soapbox?
How'd we get off? Tom and Jerry took us to that.
And preachy here.
All right, we have questions to end.
No.
Let's do some of your questions.
Well, I was I miss Andrew. I was going to ask him if he saw the Packers game, if he actually got to watch it, or if he just saw it the next day. But did you see the highlight from the Packers game? It was awesome. I know you did. Really?
Didn't pay any attention to
From,
it.
from Thursday, you haven't seen the Packers.
I worked Thursday.
Oh, you guys, it's so sad. Aaron
Thank
Rodgers, he threw a Hail Mary for 70 yards.
Oh, the one to Richard Rodgers?
Yeah,
I heard about it.
yeah, it was awesome. I mean, I didn't see it live, which sucks.
Sports.
But, last play of the game, like no time left. It was awesome. It was a rare occasion. He actually threw it like 68 yards in the air.
Pretty good little arm.
Yeah, it is. And then Scott Weiland died.
Yeah, saw that.
You don't care because you don't like them?
No. I understand Don't Pile.
Okay.
Dolphins suck.
Drugs are crazy. Drugs are crap.
Reading the comments and answering. I pay attention.
You know we have that there, so we can all pay attention.
I know.
And Jay's like,
Jarvis Landry got me 0 fantasy points. I hate the Dolphins right now. I'll feel better next week, maybe.
The Ravens played the Dolphins. But it don't matter because they're horrible this year. So
I think Andrew said something about that dude dying. I can't remember if he was a Stone Temple Pilots fan or not.
yeah,
Or if that guy was in them when he listened to them.
yeah, they
I don't
more recently, Chester Bennington was their singer
they kicked him out. I think.
back in November.
But I like them. I mean, they were a big part growing up. So
Wonder what it was that killed him.
I don't
Did
know.
they say?
I think they maybe hard.
Drugs.
He
It was overdose related.
always had drug problems. He was on heroin very bad in the 90s and everything.
Nothing wrong with a little smack.
All
Don't do
right.
drugs, kids.
Well, we'll end with that. Don't do drugs. Seems like a fitting way.
As a potential role model, I advocate the hell out of it.
Do what makes you happy. You only have one life.
That's right. So if you ruin it, think about your family and your
Just
friends.
don't press anything upon someone else. Do all the drugs you want, but don't bother other people.
Hugs, not drugs.
Anyway, appreciate you hanging out with us.
Yeah, if you were one of the people who stuck with us through both of these,
Sorry for ruining your evening.
anybody got a purple heart? Anybody purple that can give hearts or something? That
Well, we're going to try to post our topics on Facebook a little bit too, so maybe we can get some feedback and you can give us some of your input. So maybe we get a little interaction. You can tell us your favorite 5 cartoons.
yeah. But like us on Facebook, follow us on here, subscribe to us on YouTube,
All those social media places.
and hit us up on iTunes. We're now on iTunes. So if you listen to podcasts on your way to work or while you're working or whatever, give us a shot. We have 7 out of now 9 episodes.
Yep.
Up on there, and
We'll be putting one
let
up.
us know what you think.
See ya.
Thanks, guys.